All right, we're back in the build room with the Team Corrali SHIROI. And I guess if this is sort of a review, I don't really do reviews, but I do bash. And I believe my style of bashing does put these cars to the absolute limit of their abilities. And I guess I'll start with some of the negatives. I don't really have many. Some of them are negatives, but they're not necessarily actual negatives. It has more to do with my driving style. So the first and foremost, I don't like the way the thing handles necessarily. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it. I think the way that it handles, it's the way it's supposed to handle. I just don't like that it tends to traction roll so easy, which is actually a characteristic of the car, so I can't really blame it. I just would, if it were up to me, I'd try to tune that out of the car a little bit. You know, maybe do some suspension work and such to kind of get tune that out of the car as much as possible. I did have a few issues losing connection a few times. It was very intermittent. Just, you know, sometimes I'd go further away from myself. Sometimes I wasn't even that far and I would lose connection. So can't really tell or know exactly what was causing that. Like I said, it was intermittent. So like it just wouldn't do it for 2, 3, 4 minutes. And then all of a sudden it would do it again. And so who knows? I don't know. So, you know, just a couple little, you know, nitpicking kind of things really. Truly, what I want to say about this car is that it's been a long time since I bought something that was just out of the box such a tank. It's been a while, to be honest. You know, whether it's the Kagama or the Creighton or, you know, a Typhon or whatever. You name it, at some point something breaks, and you know, it's part of the game when you bash extreme like I do. It's just part of it, you know. But just to give you a little bit of a scope, I took this thing out to the spot, to the parking lot where I did the speed run. Crashed a couple times there. Then we went straight from there to the sand pit. I bashed it in the sand pit, had a couple bad landings, you know, so on and so forth. Went through a whole battery. From there, we went to the big ramp, put a new battery in it, you know, bashed at the big ramp, went through that battery, had a lot of bad landings there, and then we went straight to the skate park and went to another battery. And so you got to understand that, you know, from my perspective, I basically just beat the ever-living crap out of this thing, just one after another, and nothing broke. No arms broke, no input drives broke, no center diff broke, no out drives, no ring and pinions, no spider gears, no dog bones, no CVDs, no arms, no bent chassis. The chassis straight, the chassis bracing is straight, everything is straight. This thing I mean, so I'm just, you know, it's just insane. It's pretty much insane how much of a beating this thing took. The one thing that did fail though, I think was a front, what was it, the front left? Yeah, front left shock. Was it this one? Yeah, this one. This front left shock did fail. But again, dude, I didn't give this thing a break all day. You know what I mean? All day I didn't give this thing a break. So obviously, from my perspective, I'm doing 130 feet. You know, I'm going backflips off the skate park. I'm going off the skate park ramp into the freaking parking lot on the other side of the fence. I mean, I'm absolutely thrashing this thing. And so from my perspective, I'm looking at that and I'm just like, dude, most people aren't gonna do what I'm doing with this car. They're just not, you know. It's some people don't even know that what I do exists, you know. So from my perspective, no standoff. That's another one I just remembered, like no shock standoffs broke, which is something that, I mean, like it's just with as hard and as far as I jump this thing, eventually a standoff usually breaks. No standoffs broke. No toe links are bent. I mean, I don't even know how to put this into words, to be honest, man. I'm so impressed with how insanely durable this thing was the entire time. But so with that said, you know, if you want to call it a review, you can call it a review. There's really nothing bad to say about the car. I honestly this car wasn't even on my radar. I mean, I did see it all over the internet, obviously. Everybody and their mom's got a review video of it, you know. But this wasn't necessarily a car I was interested in because of that handling style. But shout out to Luke at Team Corrali. You know, Lucas hooked me up with a discount, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll buy it, and let's see what she get, you know, what it does. And I'm kind of glad that happened, because I wouldn't have otherwise bought this car on my own. Now that I have it, now that I've absolutely beat the ever-living crap out of it, it's going to get the full send treatment. This thing is going to get upgraded with some very choice upgrades. I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but I am gonna make this thing, I am gonna eliminate as much as I can its tendency to roll over. I'm gonna do some shock tuning, some diff tuning, some power system tuning, some upgrades here and there. But by the time you guys see this thing next time, it's gonna fly like the Kagama. We're gonna do 180 feet with this thing. And I cannot wait, because this thing has proven to be an absolute monster. Stay tuned, guys, for that one. Next week, it should be the Arrma Taycan, which is the Arrma that I say Arrma never built, that they should. And then after that will be the Traxxas Sledge, which I'm still getting footage of, and that will be a long story, because man, is there a learning curve on that particular truck. So anyway, again, I'll be back here next Friday. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I will see you next Friday. Keep on bashing, guys.